Anyone who needs a lesson on how to have fun, I'm there for. They'll never go without.
I'll second that.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the redevelopment meeting for September the 9th, 2024. We'll start off with a roll call. Ms. Hermish.
Executive Director Brian Messmore.
Here.
President Richard Richardson.
Present.
Vice President Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Secretary Kevin Schaefer.
Here.
Member Janie Wilson.
Here.
Member Brian Johnson is absent. Lawrenceburg School Board Member Aaron Shepard is absent. And City Attorney Del Weldon.
Here.
All right. Thank you for that. We have read the previous meeting's minutes. I'll take a motion to approve the August 12th meeting minutes.
So moved.
Lenny, motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Kevin. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. And do we have any announcements this evening?
Well, I mean, we would have to mention that we had a successful opening weekend at the Liberty Theater, and appreciate fantastic property, and by all accounts it went well, and we'll see our probably last billing this month for the project, so we'll have it officially wrapped up and in the hands of Dan and Chrissy October 1 in terms of all utilities and all that kind of stuff. So plus or minus a few days based on the billing cycles.
Very exciting.
Really cool.
Our Ms. Hermish, you want to provide our financial report for us?
Yes. As of September 4th, 2024, the balance for redevelopment is $1,503,220.39.
Any questions in regard to that? Not, we'll go on to new business. And under Director Messmore, we have the declaratory resolution for the amendment of the 2021 Downtown Entertainment District allocation area. This will be resolution number 4 for the Redevelopment Commission.
You figured that out already.
Well,
Nice.
actually, Ms. Hermish figured that out. I texted her to make sure, and
Okay.
she got it.
All right, well, I'm sure Mr. Weldon will add, but essentially we have a allocation area in the downtown, and what we're doing is we're taking 2 properties and putting them in the TIF, designating them as TIF allocation parcels, and one of which is the Liberty Theater property and the other of which is the Union Hall. So we'll be able to capitalize on those increased assessed values and, as a result, increased tax payments that we'll put back into the TIF fund and use that when we see fit to improve another property in downtown in this allocation area. So similar to what we did out on 50, we created an allocation area, and then we TIF'd parcels, individual parcels that we knew that there was development on and or to be very soon. So we have an allocation area downtown, and we are adding 2 parcels to be in the TIF collection area. That's what I'm asking, and we would ask the board to support this evening.
So this just adds it to the downtown TIF that we already have.
That's correct.
Correct?
We have an allocation area.
Just an expansion of
And
2
then-
additional properties.
That's correct.
Brian,
We have-
when will the Liberty Theater start to pay taxes as a private owner?
I don't know.
What was that, Mr. Shaver?
When will the Liberty Theater owners start to pay, or the future owners start to pay property taxes on that property?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, we might be paying taxes on it, or
Yeah.
it doesn't necessarily. It's not tax. Property is not exempt from taxes always because it's owned by a municipality. If it's not used, the only property that's exempt from taxing is a property that's owned by a municipality for municipal purposes. Believe it or not, just because we own something doesn't mean we're exempt from taxes. Sometimes we get lucky and it slips through the cracks. So hopefully not from the county buildings watching, but it's likely that we'd be paying taxes anyway.
Agreed.
And so to answer two questions, that's a good piggyback, Mr. Schaefer, off of the great news about the Liberty is that now we're adding the Liberty and the Union Hall to our TIF, which is great because we've invested in the owners and restaurateurs and concert promoters have invested jointly in these properties. And remember when we learned about TIF, just how you want to capture that initial increase in assessed value. So it's not, we're not taking away any tax money from the value that's currently there. It's just the value we added ourselves. And that's why TIF is something that, is something that is used a lot because it is a reflection of the money that's been invested by you guys as redevelopment. And then like Mr. Messmore said, it can then in turn be reinvested into other properties in that same area, same allocation areas and TIF areas. And then as far as the timeline for the Liberty, I think again, it'll get assessed by the county. We'll follow that closely because it'll be interesting to see, how they create that value, where it ends up being, and I'll just, follow that and learn about that. I'd say it'll be, next year will be the first year because I think if you're under construction any part of a taxable year, it doesn't kick in until the following year. Don't quote me on that. And then the great thing and the exciting thing about the Liberty Theater and really all the projects that you guys have done is that it's not just, here's all the money, here's the property, go with God. Dan McCabe has been heavily invested in this, blood, sweat, and tears and money. As we all know, this project has always been about getting this going and then them essentially buying it back from us over time and us getting a great value, them getting a great value, and most importantly, the community getting a great value. I think we saw that this weekend, sold out shows on Saturday, just tons of excitement, and really just the most beautiful venue I've ever seen. It exceeded anything I could have dreamed of, so very cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll be paying
Agreed.
taxes.
Maybe.
Well, yeah,
The answer to your question is we don't know.
yeah. I'm pretty
There
sure,
you go.
pretty sure we're gonna pay the taxes.
The front
Eventually.
page of the register, we hope not. Right, Lenny?
Yes.
Mark will help us out. He'll figure out all the stuff. That's why I talk so fast and so much so that stuff gets lost in the middle.
It's like a
Well,
politician.
I'm glad to know there's a strategy.
Are there any other questions?
No.
No? If not, I would take a motion to approve resolution number 4, declaratory resolution for the amendment of the 2021 Downtown Entertainment District Allocation Area.
So moved.
We have a motion. Janie, do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Lenny. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
And just so you guys know, this will now go to the Plan Commission, then it'll go to council, then it'll be published, so pretty robust process, but you guys are the first step and the most important step.
It comes back to us for the last step, too. doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to the other piece of new business we have, we were provided 2 proposals for the 556 West High Street property.
Thank you.
And Mr. Messmore, I'll throw that to you.
Sure, thank you. And for all of those folks who have been interested in the properties downtown, we appreciate them and their interest in our community and their desire to live down here. On 556 West High, we had 2 parties that were very interested. In fact, they both originally or initially submitted the same value for the property. We actually put them back into competition for the highest and best offer for a period of time. And I'm happy and pleased to recommend tonight that we move to sell 556 West High to Patricia or Patty Kissinger, who is coincidentally here this evening. They have met all requirements and was really originally going to discuss the width of the home, but they've agreed to meet whatever setbacks that planning and zoning requires. So but if they get any feedback from planning and zoning that says it can't be 34 feet wide, they'll change it to 32 and a half feet, whatever's required.
Let's look at that. I mean, you know, I'm late to the game, I apologize, but I think we can go forward with this for sure.
Yeah.
But just to let you guys know, and to let you guys know, we're right now in the middle of a process of adopting a new code, an overall code for building standards in the city. One of the big ones, of course, Scott will tell you, is of setbacks. And this new code really speaks to not having generic setbacks, but having specific setbacks for different parts of town. And we've always felt that downtown setbacks should be smaller to allow more people to take more advantage of the lot lines, because you have smaller lots for them to build bigger houses.
Yep.
So I would be very glad to talk to you guys offline about what your kind of dream scenario is for setbacks, and if it matches the new UDO, or we could even do a variant, what's called a variance, which means that in special circumstances, we can allow an exception to the existing setbacks, and we would be more than glad to look at that. And it might actually be something that's great for you and great for us. We want to maximize the building footprints on these lots for your use and for future use. We think that's the best thing for the community.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, and I'll talk to Lawrenceburg too and make sure I get you guys involved in that discussion with your builder. Is that okay?
That's perfect.
Thank you.
All right, so the actual purchase price or submittal for this was $12,500, so $500 more than the other offer. And again, they provided the floor plan, the rendering, everything meets all of our standards. And again, based on any discussion around setbacks or zero property lines, Patricia's more than willing to modify her plans to meet those final specifications as indicated by city. So I'm asking to move forward with.
So moved.
So moved.
Motion by Kevin. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Janie. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. 556 West High can move forward with Patricia Kissinger.
Yay.
And just,
Congratulations.
Yes.
I tell you, I'm serious. I mean, when you get to talk to folks that are interested and, there's joy and passion and frustration and all these things that are going on all at the same time, just trying to figure it out, and let alone we're in the middle of it. We've done very well by using our friends at Low Miller Real Estate to help field and keep everything standard to the consumer, even though we are government. They've done a really good job at making it very fair and limiting wasted resources and time on behalf of the consumer. And but Patty was she was on top of it. She stayed in touch with me. She visited a couple years ago, and then I don't know, 8 months ago or whatever, and I don't mean to be talking about you on YouTube, but it, was
We were trying again to do.
because we had the period of time where the neighbors who were going to try to split their original property to make a bigger lot, so we tried, again, trying to work with everybody to the best of our abilities within reasons, and that fell through, and then, of course, she was following up immediately, and
Here I came again.
yeah, here she comes, so congratulations.
Thank you, and I appreciate all your help, and thank all of you. I really am excited.
Yeah, the neighborhood's getting kind of rough down there, but
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll keep them in check. don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I want to say thank you, because I know that Brian and I have fought sometimes in meetings about this stuff, and, it was, I think when we started this project of taking houses that were, you know, condemnable or whatever and kind of demoing them, cleaning the lots up and getting them back on the market. It was before, you know, it was when we still, the vision of the city was, our reach was exceeding our grasp, right? And so we thought, man, who's gonna wanna do that? Like, no one's gonna wanna fight to build a house in downtown Lawrenceburg, and now it's exactly that. And to see the excitement and even just to walk the trail and see new houses being built is just very, very, very cool. And I wanna thank you guys on the redevelopment commission for making that happen, because you didn't give the lots away, you didn't allow, you know, you held people to a high standard, but you've also made sure that good people who want to live here can, and it's just really amazing.
Yeah, and her new neighbor at 542 West High is here to support her. That's why I threw out the neighborhood quest or comment, yeah.
Thank you guys all.
Yeah.
Guys, it's our dream, your vision, and
Yeah, it's great.
it's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. Wow.
We don't have to say anymore, do we?
No, you're not at the podium.
You're gonna miss
I'm going to Liberty now.
right? Yeah.
There you go.
I'll be right there.
Thank you
Thank
there.
you again.
I'll be right there.
Good night.
Forget
Thank you,
your
guys.
purse.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm excited, I forgot my purse.
All good.
Exciting, positive things in Lawrenceburg. This is great. I don't have anything else under new business. Under old business, we have got the Main Street report that has been provided electronically for us to review. Are there any questions about that report?
I don't have a question, but I will just inform the board. As you'll see, there's some zero balances in some of the programs, and you know, based on our budget, this conditions this year, you know, I've had some feedback about adding some money to one or two of those programs, but I've been reluctant to bring that forward until we close out on the Liberty and make sure there are no surprises that somehow appear. So just in case somebody hits you up, that's the direction that I've been giving Main Street. Although we would love to put some money back in these programs, it looks like that we'll have to wait till next year to refund the programs back to their full amounts. But that way, you know, if somebody comes at you from the side, you'll know what the discussion has been.
Fair enough. Is there any additional old business this evening? Or any additional questions? If not, I would take a motion to approve the claims as they've been provided to us.
So move.
Lenny, motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second, Janie. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have comments from the audience.
I have a question. I need to stand up here.
You need to come to the podium, state your name, address.
Social security number,
Security number, all that.
Scott McLean, Lawrenceburg, Hammerlink.
Hammerlink.
So the question I have for you, Brian, and I say this publicly because of the fact that I think other people would be interested. So I understand funding, and you guys have done an incredible job of funding things going on down here. I mean, it's awesome. Will the new funding be in place so that people can in January start applying? Or will you think they're gonna have to wait to see what's gonna happen?
Yeah, it would be 2025 budget year.
So in place there?
Yeah, you know, it rolls out in January, I don't know when the funds are available, probably January,
Yeah.
Okay, that was just my,
January or something like that.
because I know people who are, you know, thinking and, you know, including myself and other people, what, he's shaking his head.
He's asking for a friend.
Yeah, no, but there is, yeah, but this so now.
No, I'm just, you know, and it's, you know, and if you look at the private investments versus public investments, you can see a good trend there. It's been going on for years, and I think overall we've done a good job at the application process, the approval process, and, you know, even protecting our investments from the callbacks on the back end, so that, you know, the value that we're creating is highly probable and effective, so.
Thanks, Scott. All right. If there's nothing additional, take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Lenny, motion. We have a second?
I'll second.
Second, Kevin. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yep.
All right.
That building that they're working on